Welcome to Espresso Yourself, the podcast where mom life, running life, and teaching life collide.
We're three women juggling lesson plans, long runs, and real life chaos, sharing honest conversations about motherhood, miles, and making a difference in and out of the classroom.
Whether you're listening on a run, in the carpool line, or hiding out with your coffee, you're in the right place.
So lace up,
Tune in,
And let's do life together.
welcome back to Espresso Yourself. I cannot wait to catch up this week and hear all about Katie's spring break. I can tell you right now, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I even going to share this week? Because it has felt like the longest week ever, to the point where I'm like, I don't even remember the things we did this week. So we've got that like spring break itch where everything just seems like it's taking forever to get through because we're ready for spring break. So, and then I think, Becky, you are on the start of your spring break, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it feels so good to not have to meal prep today, which is what my Sunday afternoon usually entails. And it's just that breath of fresh air. Yeah. I know. I was telling my husband and I kind of have the same sentiment where we're still not used to having spring break so early being down here. And so we said, like, as teachers, we're like, we could go another week, like, but like, it just, I don't know. I said, I don't need a break from my students, but I'm thankful for a break. And part of the sentiment, because one of my students is on my younger guy's t-ball team. So he has this like huge cheering section for him every single week. They are all so sweet. And I said, I only have 9 more weeks left with them, finished third quarter. And now when we come back, we're going to be in fourth quarter. And I only have 45 days left with my students. And I only know that because we count the days every single day. So for the last 145 school days, we have counted and or 135. And just I'm so sad. Like, they asked if I was ready for summer. This kid's family asked if I was ready for summer. I said, absolutely. Like, I am going to be so grateful to have those weeks off and, reset and whatever, but I'm going to miss them. And my husband's like, you're going to have another group next year. And I said, but is it going to be the same? And that's kind of my sentiment, like at the end of every school year. Is it really going to be the same? Am I going to form this bond with my students the next year? And the answer is always yes, but I still, but I still don't want to give up these students because they've just been so special, but they were also so crazy on Friday. And we had a color dash, which is similar to a color run. And at the end of it, I went to go like take a group picture. We did like a before and after thing. And as I was lining them up in front of a banner, which was on a fence, I did not realize until it was too late that there was a pile of ants that bite. So those fire ants. And they did not get a single kid, but they definitely got me. And so I'm noticing it and they've already bit me and I'm taking off my shoes and I'm taking off my socks. And one kid yells, Mrs. Heber, you have a tattoo. Like it's the littlest thing on the inside of my left ankle, but there it was. And so I like threw away my socks. I look like I have cankles. My feet just like swell up from those bites. And then we did a Lucky Charms activity and I was like, okay, all right. I hear you, world. Yes, spring break. We're good to go now. Yes. All right. This is the break I needed. So it's been a wave of emotions, but in the end, I'm like, okay, spring break is needed. Fire ant bites and all. So here we are. I'm happy to be on break. Happy to have a rest.
Are y'all going to do anything or just like hang out?
We're here Monday and Tuesday, And my main job is to go over to Home Depot and Lowe's and talk to the managers there to get donations for our Earth Day celebration. As the student council teacher rep, we had discussed as a student council that we would revive the school garden. So we're going to ask for donations. The kids all wrote letters. They wrote out a list of things that they need. So I said I would go over to those locations tomorrow to go take care of whatever donations we could get. But Wednesday, we're going to drive over to the east side of the state. There's a ton of spring training that's going on here, spring training baseball. And in fact, my husband and Carson are going to go over to a Tampa Bay Rays spring training game, which is about 20 minutes from us. They're going to go today. They went to one last week. But my husband's family, they're all St. Louis Cardinals fans. And where they lived in Illinois, it was like half Cubs or half Cardinals. But they are all Cardinals fans. So they play across the state in Jupiter. So we are gonna go stay in a town called Stewart, which I think is one other than, like, St. Augustine, is one of the oldest cities in Florida. So, I'm excited to, like, explore the town too, but we're gonna go watch a couple of Cardinal spring training games over there just Wednesday through Friday. It's kind of a tradition for us to do every year, but that's it. But like, since my in-laws go too in the car, it's like a 3-hour car ride, I'm like, Perfect, I can read. The kids will be taken care of. I can read, and I can be almost uninterrupted, and it's just I'll sit in the way back in the 3rd row, and you do whatever you need to do, talk about whatever you wanna talk about, and I'll just read my books, and we'll be good. But that's all. I think we have to bring the dog this year because we didn't secure a dog sitter, so that'll be interesting, but fun.
She can sit in the back with you.
She doesn't like being in the car, but if she can snuggle with me, I think she'll be okay. So, I wish that we had brought her in the car more so she would be more used to it, but we never needed to, so
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all. And I just have to look after 1 kid, and because Tyler's gonna be in school Monday and Tuesday, and, I think even Tuesday afternoon, I have some time to myself, which what is that? I don't know, and, so yeah, I guess I am needed this more than I thought.
I love that, like, I can read in the car too. Like, I don't get car sick, which is such a blessing because now as an adult, I love to read. As a kid, I didn't, so it didn't really matter. But now, like, whenever we travel, like, it's my husband driving, so I'm like, "Dude, I get a solid couple hours of knocking out a book because I have to read, I can't do audiobook, but I have started doing the audiobooks in the car with, like, my headphones and just disconnecting and, like, downloading certain songs on Spotify, and as long as I'm not connected, like, the kids can listen to those and I can still do the audiobook, but yeah, that is one thing that I am blessed that I don't get car sick and able to read because I know a lot of people who love to
Jealous.
read can't. Yeah.
I get so car sick. I can't even look down at my phone. I gotta be in, like, driving or the passenger seat.
Oh.
I can't even be in the 2nd row. It's bad.
Mm.
Is that why you were the one to drive all over when you went to San Antonio?
Yes. I told them, I was like, well, and I also was the one staying the whole time. But they know I get car sick, and so they're like, "Oh, no, you can drive." And I was like, "Yep, I'll drive." Like, either I drive or I'll be in the passenger seat. And, like, sometimes I feel bad about that, especially when I'm with a bunch of adults. I'm short, so I've got, like, short legs. I can sit anywhere. And, I feel bad when I'm in a car with, like, taller people and, they should be sitting in the passenger seat. And I'm like, sorry, can I? Because I get car sick. And I'm making them sit in the back because I can't tolerate sitting in the back. So, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, it is what it is. I get car sick. You don't want me vomiting on the car. Just let me sit in the front.
Right? I would prefer somebody that's gonna get car sick to sit where they need to sit because, yeah, no thanks. I only had one time where I did get sick. I was in the back seat. I was with friends. We met up for, like, a lunch date. We drove downtown, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine, like, I don't get car sick." And I'm sitting there in the back seat and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, I don't feel good." Like, I thought I was gonna throw up. Like, they had to pull over, but I had had dental work done earlier in the morning, and I think it was whatever they gave me because I've never gotten like that. I've never gotten sick, but I started to just get that warm feeling, and I'm like, "You're gonna need you need to pull over." Like, when I say pull over, that means pull over. I didn't end up getting sick, thank goodness, but yeah, that's about the only time that I've ever felt like that, and that was miserable. Unless I'm, like, back in the college days when we would go and visit another friends at another college, and you'd be drinking and then have a hangover, and you're driving home, and then you're feeling a little sick. That's a different story.
Mhm.
That's miserable too. But, yeah. So, speaking of spring break and reading, because I know if I don't share this now while it's on my mind, I'm gonna forget, and then we're gonna be done recording, I'm gonna be like, "Dang it, I forgot to share that." So, on Facebook, I saw that my sister was, interested in this event, and it was Boozy and Booked, or something like that. I'm like, "Ooh, what is this?" So, one of our venues here in Fort Wayne, who actually one of he's a 5th grade student now and a 2nd grader who was in Oliver's class last year. Their parents are part owners of this venue. They own a few wineries, and this is like a wedding venue type place. They are doing an adults book fair. So it's 21 and over, drinks and mocktails and all these different book venues. And I'm so pumped. I messaged all my friends. I was like, who's interested? But it's that Friday that our spring break starts. We don't have school that day. And everybody's like, oh, I'm going to be out. I'm like, am I the only one not going anywhere? This is lame. But one of my best friends, she's like, we're not leaving until I don't remember what day. She's like, but I'll go with you. And another one who's staying, a couple more that were staying in. But I'm like, yeah, I'm lame. I'm not going anywhere. And everybody else is. But that's okay because we did fall break. And we will probably do something over the summer, depending on our crazy baseball schedule. But I'm like, I'm super pumped about this, adult, because I wanted to go to this retreat back in February. These 2 girls that I follow, they are best friends, and they started this podcast for mystery and thriller books. And then they hold this retreat every year. And this year was in Arizona. And so they bring a bunch of authors in and they've got all these different sessions you can go to. I'm like, um, that sounds amazing. That's like adult camp, but for books. And I just love it. But I wasn't able to go. I'm like, but this is the next best thing. So one of these days, it's on my bucket list to go to one of those retreats because I think it would be amazing. Arizona would have been the perfect one because Arizona is just amazing in general, but whatever. So that's going to be my little excitement for spring break is to go to this boozy and booked adult book fair. So we'll see.
That sounds so fun.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh. Just to and I bet that because people, even if it's like a mocktail, but people have drinks and they're looking at books and then you just start chatting. And some of those conversations are so fun because there's no inhibitions when
Hmm.
you don't know the person and they don't know you. So there's no preconceived notions or anything. It's kind
Yeah.
of just you're there to talk about books and you're there for the same reason. So there's that common bond. Oh, that's
And
going to be so
I'm
fun.
a sucker for anything book related. So I'm going to need to set myself a limit because I know if I see any sweatshirts that have anything booked on it or little accessories, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to need a set. Or I already know one of the venues has the Kindle inserts, which I love getting the seasonal inserts for my Kindle. Or I use the poppets that you have on the back of the phone. I have the magnetic one so
Mhm.
I can switch them
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a sucker for that. So I'm gonna need to set myself a limit.
Well, I'm excited to hear about how it is when we
I
record
know.
next week.
Mhm.
Well, it won't be next week because
That's
my
gonna be
spring
great.
break is not until the 27th is when mine starts. So I still
Oh,
got
I
some
thought
time,
we were
guys.
like boom, boom, boom right in a
No.
row.
No, there's a week
Oh,
still and then
no.
mine. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm on that dreaded, like,
Hey.
however, especially because it's like
Oh.
starting to warm up a little bit here. So it's like a tease. But where we are, it makes more sense for our spring break to be further back because it gets warmer later than you guys.
Mhm.
But it's okay. We had Monday and Tuesday this past week were like 70s. Like it was so nice. It was windy though. And then we had like 30-degree, like extreme wind. We had like a huge windstorm Friday. I thought it was thundering all day long. I'm like, man, it's so sunny out, but it's thundering. Like, I can't believe the kids are going out to recess it like with this thunder. And it made me think of you, Katie, with like your guys' like thunderstorms down there with the weather. And then at the end of the day, I realized I made a comment when our custodian came in and she's like, "Oh, that's just like the wind on the roof, like doing some." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" All day I thought it was thundering, but it was just the wind, the way it was hitting my side of the building. It wasn't thundering at all, but it sounded like thunder in my classroom all day. So I was like, okay, that makes sense why the kids were able to go out. Because I would have thought for
We're
sure they
getting
would
like
not
a
send kids out.
we're getting like a cold front.
So are we
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to
tonight.
ask. Yeah. So, okay, so ours is on Tuesday. Yes, Monday night to Tuesday. That seems to, I mean, that's how weather
Mhm.
patterns work.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's going to go, and I say cold front because it's going to go from 85 on Monday to 65 on Tuesday. And I know it's not cold. I know, but
But down here, it is because we've been
yeah,
hanging out in the 70s and 80s,
yes.
and like tomorrow's high is 57. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
literally was about to space bag all of my sweaters
Mm-hmm.
and like my winter clothes because I was like, we're done. Like, I've got shorts. I got a pedicure the other day so I could wear sandals and my feet would look fine. And
Mm-hmm.
this cold front's coming through tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, hold on, let me wait on space bagging those clothes.
Yeah, but that's been happening all over the country, or at least like
Yeah.
Midwest to the east. Like
Mhm.
that's all been happening. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So I
Indiana,
want to
we could
know.
still get snow.
Yeah.
April, we can still get
Yeah.
snow. It's insane.
I remember the year of COVID. So our anniversary is a week from today. And the year of COVID when no one was, I mean, we were like outside, we had like the fire pit on our driveway. This is when we lived in Chicago. And I was like, why is it snowing on March 22nd? What is the deal? And I was out there with the hat and like the puffy coat and it's March 22nd. Like, what is going on? And we got married in Vegas. So, like, I was assured that there would be no bad weather. But yeah, I know it could still snow for you all.
I
Ugh.
know. Well, last
But
Sunday when we recorded, I took advantage. I told you girls that I was going to go outside and run because it was
mm-hmm,
really nice, and I did. But man, I was feeling it all week because I'm used to running on the treadmill, not outside. And
It's different.
it's one thing, yes,
mm-hmm,
to run outside in general, but when you have like trails and a pavement to run on, but I have back roads that are like uneven. So like your hips are all my whole right side of my body, like my shin was on fire. I'm like, okay, well, my body's got to get back to like get used to this like different type of running when I
Mhm.
get to, I was hurting. It felt great to be outside. I loved it, but man, it's like I was hurting, but I'm ready for
I
warm
bet.
weather.
Oh my gosh. I have been waiting to hear about the rodeo.
Yes.
So I did not go.
Oh
Oh.
no.
So the family I went with, I was going to go with, they decided not to go back and then the kids got sick. But I did go to the beach with them on Monday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so one thing about Galveston beaches is the water is typically chocolate brown, like chocolate milk. and the sand is like, whatever. And so I had low expectations going to the beach. I was like, okay, I'll just go and like hang out. And it was supposed to be overcast. Like overcast that day, a cool front had just come through like the day before. So I was like, okay, it's not going to be like super warm. It's going to be comfortable, overcast. So I was probably ill prepared for the beach. I did not have a swimsuit, so I was, like, wearing sports bra, shorts, tank top. I was like, "I'm not gonna get in the water, and if I get in the water, I'll go up to, like, my knees." So we drive down there, and we, like, set up the tent, and the clouds kinda are starting to clear, and I'm like, "Oh, it's actually gonna be sunny down here. Oh, okay, hmm." And so the clouds start clearing, I'm like, "Okay, this is nice." And, of course, the little 3-year-old, she's like, "Let's get in the water." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." We're getting in the water, we're jumping the waves. And the water was cold at first, and then, I acclimated to it. And I kind of start looking at the water and I'm like, it's I can see my feet because that's not normal for me to like see my feet in this water. It's usually that gross. And I was like, wait, it's clear. And I'm kind of starting to watch the water some more, sitting off the beach. And I'm like, oh, it's actually, like, pretty here today. Like, this is not so my expectations were so low. Next thing I know, it's,
Yeah.
like, sunny and pretty, and the water's clear, and I can see my feet and, like, the seaweed, and I'm like, "Oh, this is actually, like, a really nice beach day." So, I also underestimated the power of the sun. Um, so I haven't really been out in the sun like that in a few years. Because a few years back, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get out in the sun. I'm gonna take care of my skin, skin cancer, trying to protect myself. And yeah, so I got really sunburned.
Mm.
We stopped at one of our local gas stations on the way back, and I go to the bathroom and I just see myself and I was like, oh no. And I'm like, I don't know if y'all can see like
Oh,
part of my like
yeah.
I saw
tan
in your
line.
stories, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no." And you don't realize how white you are
No. And then,
until
okay,
you get burned.
the tops of my feet have not seen the daylight like that in years. And so the tops of my feet are red and it hurts so bad. Like my sleep score Monday night was utter trash. Like I could not sleep because I was getting so hot and then I get cold and like touching my skin, everything hurt. I think I woke up with like a sleep score of 40 and my body's like, "Are you getting sick?" And I was like, "Nope, just sunburned."
Oh my
So,
goodness.
now I'm in the fun, like, peeling phase. But when I went to go get my pedicure the other day, my nail guy, he's known me for years. He's done my pedicures for years. And he doesn't his English is not well at all. And he goes, "Uh," and he's pointing at my feet. I was like, "A sunburn." And he was like, "Ooh," because like, the tops of my feet were just so like, he thought something was wrong with them. And I was like, "No, no, no, just sunburned because dumb me didn't put on enough sunscreen." And the funny part is I went with, like, other people who burn easily, and I'm the one that burned the most. Like,
Oh.
their kids were fine, they were fine, I burned the most. But now it's, like, tanning. I'm like, "Okay, I'm a little sun-kissed." But, it was a lot of fun. Like, the beach showed off that day, I was not expecting it to. I went with super low expectations, and next thing you know, it was a gorgeous beach day. Uh
Honestly, when I don't know if you posted a story, it was like a regular post or whatever, but I was like, "Man, that's what the beaches look like, because that is not what you had described." But I too was very impressed by your beach day.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay, mate," because I haven't been to the beach in a few years because it just had been so gross, and I'm like, "Meh." And funny enough, I went with our friends that moved from Vegas, and I kept telling him, "Y'all, this is not normal." And they were like, "Really?" Because they had only been to Texas beaches a couple times, and I was like, "No, no, 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 this is not normal, like, it's showing off for you. Like, usually it's chocolate brown water and it just looks terrible." And they well, last time we were here, the waters were real calm. I was like, it was the waves were coming. I mean, it was just overall, it was a really pretty day. So that's how I started spring break. And then the next 2 days, I was like, "Okay, I just kinda wanna be home. I don't wanna I need to
Yeah.
be, like, out of the sun. I don't wanna be outside." Um, and we went to this area called the Galleria where we have, like, a big mall, but the area around it has, like, one of our favorite grocery stores, and we kinda call it's like a think of like a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's married each other. So, yeah, think of it like taking those 2 grocery stores and, like, marrying them together. So it's, like, organic, but it's, like, nice food, and they
Is
make
it
this, like, incredible sandwich. It's called Central Market.
okay, so it's a Texas thing.
It's a Texas thing. So, if you've heard of HEBs, we have HEB, and we're, like, very proud of our HEBs here. Funny enough, I saw a TikTok of some Jersey girls coming here and, like, putting that they went to the rodeo, and then somebody said, "Go to HEB," and they start, like, trying all the foods of HEB, and people got mad at them in their comment section because they picked up the wrong brisket queso. So we have this brisket queso. It's incredible, but you have to, like, buy it in the metal tray, and you, like, put it in the oven and, like, melt it. They bought the plastic one in, like, the already made food. We're like, "No, no, no, that's not the right one." So pretty much it's HEB, but, like, on steroids, this grocery store we went to. But yeah, when y'all come to Texas, like, I will like, you're gonna go through the whole experience of, like, HEB, the foods of HEB, butter, flour, tortillas. That's what else we're known for as well. They're incredible. Um, but no, we went there and we got one of, like, my all-time favorite sandwiches. And then Lululemon and La La Land opened up a joint store together. And so we went there after. Now, mind you, if I buy anything from Lulu, it's off the sale rack. And so me and my husband went in and we're like, "Okay, where's the sale rack?" There wasn't one. I was like, "So you just thought because you put a La La Land in here, you're too good for a sale rack?"
Too bougie.
I was like, So we just walked the store, and then I got an overpriced La La Land matcha.
I mean, I feel like that would be like I've heard of that coffee shop and, like, that I would go for that. Do you hear Tyler?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. I went to an overpriced coffee shop.
He's definitely your child. Ooh, I wanna go to a coffee shop.
On a computer.
Yeah.
What?
I know. I'm just talking to my friends.
Mommy, mommy, mommy. Mommy, mommy, mommy.
He is definitely my
mommy.
child.
Mhm.
That is for sure.
My
I'm
kids
gonna go
always
to
wanna go to the
coffee
coffee
shop and
shop
get
because
a
they're hoping I'm gonna
muffin.
get them a treat or, like, a hot chocolate or something special.
Then
I only
He
tell
knows
them
that he wants
they
the
have
muffin.
they have to have a really good week, and then I'll get them something. Which my kids, surprisingly, we had dentist appointments this week, which I absolutely hate going to the dentist.
Okay,
I
same,
hate
same.
it.
I hate
I
the
hate the
dentist.
dentist, and they also had dentist appointments.
Yes, I
Yeah.
dread so I never had a cavity up until I was in my 20s or late 20s or early 30s, I can't remember. But I always dreaded going because I was always like, "Okay." Also, that was part of that competitive streak in me, like, how long? Like, how long can I go? Like, I'd get so nervous. I'm like, "I don't want a cavity. I don't want a cavity. I want another year, another year." But, like, I'm really bad at flossing, and they always, like, give me such a hard time. Like, always. They're like, "Well, your gums are blah, blah." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I know." Like, "Okay, I get it." Well, now having kids, I feel like I'm just double judged because now they're looking at my kids' teeth too.
Old judge.
Yeah, double judged. And so we get there and they take Oliver back first. I'm like, okay. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like doing the paperwork. They take me back, and all of a sudden I see the lady who's going to do my teeth. She's an older lady, and she's the one that we had last time. She's like a temp, she subs. And she was so, like, grumpy, and she was, like, nagging about my kids the whole time, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare." Hayes stayed out in the like waiting room coloring. He was really quiet. I'm like, okay, this is rare. Oliver gets done. I'm like, hey, did you notice how quiet your brother was out there? Like just doing the right thing. I'm like, I bet you could too. And he did. Like last time they were like running around, which is hard. Like I'm getting my mouth cleaned. I can't manage my kids when you got tools in my mouth. Like, I don't know what you want me to do, lady. But she was so nice this time, probably because my kids were actually sitting and not running around. And last time she was like nagging me about my teeth. This time she was like, oh, you have like perfect teeth. Can I cologne you for Monday? I'm like, who are you, lady? Like last time you were so mean to me. And this time you're like nice. Ugh. But I absolutely hate it. And of course, Oliver ended up with it. He's got a cavity on one of his baby teeth. So we had to go back. But I was like, ugh. But they were really well behaved. So I'm like, we've got this jar that we put little smileys in. It's like what the classroom management jars are. We have one at home. I'm like, you guys did such a nice job. Like, you guys can put a star or smiley in the jar. Because I tell you what, taking them anywhere in public, sometimes it's a nightmare, but they were so well behaved. Like, I couldn't believe it. But I hate the dentist.
Can I end us with a rodeo fact?
Yes.
Yes. 100%
Okay.
yes.
So they load in thousands and thousands of pounds of like red dirt every year into our football stadium so that they could do all the rodeo things. And I was, that phrase of like, I was today's years old when, so I was this week years old that I found out the dirt that the rodeo that I've been familiar with my entire life that they've been putting into this stadium is reused and recycled every year. They use the same dirt. They clean it and then they store it. So the dirt they have right now was recycled from last year and the previous year that they just like clean out the stuff and they put it in the containers and they store it. I forget where they store it, but they store it for the next year. And then they bring out that same dirt so they're not having to like buy and load in more dirt.
I mean, it makes sense. But that's
And I was like,
interesting.
It's kind of gross too.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of stuff that goes on that dirt and a lot of manure and, cow and horse and whatnot and blood, sweat, and tears because cowboys, get hit and all that. And it's in said dirt that they reuse every single year. But yeah, I was this years old when I found that out. I was like, no way. So I went through 34 years of life never knowing that. But
That's
fun
like
fact, they reuse the dirt.
industrious and genius, and they clean the dirt, which
They clean the dirt.
they clean the
Yeah.
dirt.
What is cleaning
Wow.
the dirt?
Yes, that's what I want to know. But found that out this week that they reuse the dirt. I was like,
Wow.
Interesting.
So I don't know if I want to go out on the dirt because they do give you that option to go out on the dirt if you want to sometimes. And I'm like, I think I'm going to pass on that one because that was reused for how many years now?
Wow. I cannot believe how many facts and interesting tidbits and things that we've been able to share in these 33 minutes. That's like way more, I feel like, than has ever happened. But until next week, when we are undoubtedly going to Google something about Texas or find out about the weather changes in Indiana or figure out all those fire ant situations in Florida, we are signing out for this week and hopping back on next week to hear everything that I can't believe has happened all in 1 week.
Thanks for sipping and sharing a moment with us today. We can't wait to keep showing up with you each week. Messy, caffeinated, and real.
And if you like what you heard, we'd be so grateful if you'd follow, subscribe, or share this with your teacher bestie, mom group chat, or training partner, or all three. It helps more people find our little corner of chaos and connection.
Make sure to hit follow so you don't miss next week's episode. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Espresso Yourself Podcast. Tell us what resonated, share your own stories, what topics you want us to cover, or just come say hi.
Until next time, keep showing up
Keep giving yourself grace.
And espresso yourself.
one
sip at a
at a
time.
time.